You should have a barber here, man.
All three of you want a haircut.
But it doesn't matter. We should still have a barber and act like they're getting a haircut in the barber shop.
No, man.
I mean,
Remember down the street? The barber down the street, ain't it?
It won't be the same without a barber.
Yeah, we gotta have a barber.
Down the barber. Come here. What you doing? Come here. You in trouble. Yeah, you come here. Uh-oh, look at him, coach. Look at him.
You need you be a barber over there, man. We need a barber. You got any equipment?
Go ahead, Holly. I ain't even touching my hair with nothing.
He's not gonna cut your hair. He's just gonna act like it. Well, first of all, I got to say what I got to say. I mean, I've seen you guys make a lot of great plays. It makes me proud to see you go over, 150 yards in a playoff game. I turn the TV, I'm flipping channels. I see you and Landon playing the NFC, Pro Bowl. And you guys are both playing safety together. You played here together. I see this guy catching touchdown passes all over the place. That stuff really makes me proud. I mean, it just puts a big smile on my face every time I see any of our guys do that. All right, but you guys coming back here and graduating and doing what I asked you to do when you decided to go out early, knowing that you could graduate in a short period of time, and all of you following through and doing that is the best feeling of all. It's better than all that. And I appreciate you guys doing it, because I tell you guys all the time, all right, every player has one thing in common. There comes a day you can't play. All right, so you got to get ready for that day. All right, whenever it comes, and I hope it never comes for you, but it's going to come. It comes for all athletes. So this is the thing that makes me most proud, that you guys followed through on developing a career off the field. So I really appreciate it. I had to say that. All right, so I don't want to mess up the barbershop. All right, we got an amateur barber over here. Don't know what he's doing. All right.
Yeah, people always be like, when I'm away from here, like with the Titans, or if I'm out, people always be asking me, they just think we just come to school and, and we come here and don't even go to school. I be like, the football program and academic program just the same. They just as strict, I be like, they call us the point system. I be like, I think it's a piece of cake, but they make sure we go to class, make sure we doing what we need to do, study hall every night. So I be like, if you come through Bama, you're gonna be at least, if not close to graduating, when you leave, if you don't graduate. So, so I be telling people all the time.
I just think the point system was kind of where I was competitive at. I didn't want to see my name on that board, whether it was going to study hall or being late to class. I didn't want any points. So when I saw guys' names on the point system when I walked in the locker room, I think that gave me motivation to keep, getting up and going to class, because I didn't want to do bear crawls. I didn't want to go to 6 a.m. study hall. I didn't want to do it, so I just made sure, man, I occupied my time, and like you said, Coach, trust the process. I remember you walking in my mom's apartment, and you went to my back room, and I had those goals up on my mirror, and that was to graduate from school, go to the league, and be successful. And I had it already mapped out. And you said, now it's up to me to hold myself to a high standard. And I think that's really what I wanted to do, was just accomplish everything I had set for myself. And I don't think you failed me at all with that, Coach. So I just got to keep pushing. And
You've done a great job so far.
Yeah, that degree is very important. Everybody know how important it is, especially in society today. But I just wanted to come back and finish what I started. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to. I saw when Chris Samuel came back, he had to go to class at 30-something years old. I didn't want to, kudos to him for finishing, but I didn't want to do that. So. Yeah.
Definitely, recruits and stuff like that, they see us doing it, it's just another better leeway for us, to bring guys in, just to see us doing it, get them hope when they get here, they can do the same thing, just because, how the point system is, us explaining it, and let them know, when you get here, you're going to work on the field and also out the field, you're in the classroom, so,
I think another way to get guys here, Coach, I know you own a couple of Mercedes dealerships, don't you? Yeah. I think you should open some with some of the former players that come back and graduate and, give us 5% into the company. And,
5% of the company.
We open there.
I can give you 5% off on a car.
So, you hear about a lot of guys going to the league and becoming broke. Well, going through that process with you, I think we'll be fine.
But that's what you got to do now. Save your money. Of course. All right, get with a good operator and be able to make an investment in some kind of business of the future. That's why I did what I did. I mean, in case something happens to me and I can't coach anymore, I mean, there's something else going on in my life that's, good.
Right. That's why we're talking business right now, Coach.
As you really learn the way about investments, 'cause I know I'm trying to learn now about investing and stuff like that, making money off my money. You get in the league, you don't really know, what you're getting yourself into. You're young, you got a lot of money you ain't never had before. So I've been making sure I have the right people around me to make sure I'm smart and investing my money, so I'm making money off my money instead of just spending it and letting it go to waste.
I think it'll be fine. I think with us being so young, I think we can learn as much as we can right now, but don't think about putting your money into so much stuff right now.
I just think it's so different with us, like, the way we came into money is so different from the way like everybody else comes into money. We're so young, not really educated about money. The average millionaire in America is like 60, I think 65 or something like that. So.
And worked a long time to get there.
And worked a long time to get it.
But there's one lesson my dad used to always say, and you guys have probably heard me say this before. Those who spend before they save will always work for those who save before they spend. I mean, so if you save, you got a chance to, when some opportunity does come up, you got a chance to take advantage of it. And everybody thinks they got to spend their money as soon as they get it, or invest it in something, and it's not a good investment. I mean, but really the things that we try to teach you guys here, hopefully are going to carry over in your life. And a lot of people talk about how hard it is here and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's kind of a myth, all right, that all we're teaching is people to have ownership for what they want to try to accomplish and do. What you said you put up on your wall when you were in high school, which is accountability. Somebody's got to define the expectation for what you want, but then what do you have to do it? And you got to execute it every day. And that's the most important thing, and that's what a lot of people cannot do. And then you got to understand here, we're all in partnership. All right, to help every guy, every person in the organization, all right, is here to help every guy. It's not, when somebody tries to help you or correct you or whatever, it's not say screw you, it's say thank you. All right, the guy's trying to help me. All right, and then everybody understanding how what they do affects the team. How does it affect everybody else? And I can say this, all three of you guys did all those things really, really well here, and I think that's why you're having so much success now.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of all that, but what about this facility? Barbershop. I just walked upstairs. I ain't even recognize, everything done changed. You feel me? So, I feel like that's just, a credit to, y'all, you getting here. You guys before us, Dante, CJ,
you guys built it.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I feel like
even the guys before us.
Top notch when I got here, and I come back, I'm like, oh.
Because when I was a freshman, we didn't have that weight room. We had a different
exactly.
Because
when I first got here in January, I worked out in the one y'all worked out in. When you first walk in, the break room was right there. And then they changed it to one over there. But now
we didn't have this when I first got
here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We got to spend time in the trailer. We spent like 6 months in the trailer before we got this set up, man. So.
And then there's the cafeteria getting built.
Cafeteria? Here?
Yeah, that's going to be the new dining hall.
Oh, so they're not going to eat over there by Bryant Hall no more?
No, because everybody eats here now anyway. Ever since we got Miss Amy, she's a nutritionist. She fixes everybody here, so guys are eating all over the place. So we decided to do that. But what you guys are really going to like when they get it done, all right, is that room upstairs is going to connect above the team meeting room. Yes. It's going to be in the shape of a football, all right, and it's going to have the national championship trophies. And the lights that hang from the ceiling are going to have national championship rings in them.
That's going to be cold.
So we're going to make that like the trophy room.
Oh yeah, we need something like that.
So that you kind of walk through this football-shaped room that's like a trophy room. That's gonna be nice. So the thing about it is you guys all created all this with the success that we had when you were here, and we continue to have, and a lot of players contributed to that. But the one thing I say about the university and our administration here, they reinvested back into players. I mean, that's why we build this stuff. You guys keep talking about all the stuff that we've done since you've been here. Well, that's a sign of their willingness to reinvest in the players.
Yeah, definitely. 'Cause I know a lot of stuff changed, and you know, recruitment changed too as the years going. You got to update with all this stuff, but you know.
We don't speak on the recruit stuff now.
Is recruiting harder or easier now?
Harder.
Harder.
All right, because everything's moved up.
Yeah.
Everything's, you know, they keep moving up the recruiting calendar.
Yeah.
So now, like, guys can visit in the spring of their junior year.
And then guys can come in twice during spring. You come in like January and February, right? They can come.
Well, just one official visit, but they can come in unofficially, but you can have an official visit like in June.
I'm saying like guys graduate high school early. You can have two things. They can come in January and then they come in.
So it really makes you make decisions on players a lot sooner. All right, which, you know, football is such a developmental game.
Yeah.
And one of the things I don't like about that is if you're a guy that develops your senior year, you have a great senior year, it's too late. I mean, that's not really fair. And we have an early signing date now. December 20th is an early signing date, so a lot of guys decide early, so you got to move up the calendar. You got a lot of guys visiting during the season, which, you know, it's harder to give people attention when you got a game and the game's important and you're worried about your own team and the players on your team. So it makes it a little bit different, but all got to adapt and adjust. Just like you guys in the draft. You know, I mean, I tell our guys in the draft all the time, and I wish you guys had verified this. You know, everybody's been telling you how good you are. All right, when you're in junior high, when you're in high school, all right, when you're in college, everybody tells you how good you are. But when you go to the draft, they're looking for reasons not to pick you.
Exactly, yeah.
Same way when you guys go buy a car. You walk in the showroom, every car looks good. Man, I like that convertible. I like that sedan over here. I like that sports car over there. All right, but when you get ready to buy one, you want to do what? You're going to test drive it, and you're going to ask the guy 1,000 questions. All right. So what the NFL's doing is they're all of a sudden they're buying your services, so they're going to do the same thing you do when you buy a car. All right. They're going to ask 1,000 questions, so you cannot give anybody a reason to say but. All right, guys, this, that, but something bad happened. You did, and those things happen personally. They happen in leadership, they happen in a lot of intangible ways, and they happen with the way you compete on the field. So, and a lot of guys really don't get that. They don't understand that. Everything you do has a consequence.
Even health-wise, you can drop.
Take care of yourself.
Man, I was scared to go to the draft. That's why I ain't go.
Really?
Yeah.
It was scary. You know, you sit in that room, it's 30 guys, plus guys in there, and only 32 getting picked that night.
Yeah, I was scared.
And they get to like 21 and there's still 15 guys in the room. Yeah. Somebody ain't getting picked. You know?
Well, for real.
At this point, you just hoping you come off the board at any time. But
I think your year, Marquise Lee, he didn't get picked, but he went to the draft.
Cyrus Quandro, he was in there with me as well.
Yeah,
I was
scared.
This is the first year in a long time that all of our guys that were in the green room got drafted. And it's the saddest thing to sit there and, you know, a guy is there in the green room thinking he's going to get drafted in the first round and he doesn't. And, you know, I like for our guys, if they're not projected in the first 20 picks, don't go. All right, because once you get past that initial wave of guys, anything can happen because people start drafting by need. You know, they need an offensive guard. They draft a guard. They would have drafted him in the second round, but they drafted him in the first round. Well, that means somebody that should have got drafted in the first round may move back. So it happens.
I seen something about what 12 guys got drafted. That's a record, right?
12 guys. That's a record. But you know the most compelling stat, all right, that I saw an article on, and a lot of people are writing articles about this, is somebody did a study on 5-star recruits. All right, like where did all the 5-star recruits go over the last 10 or 12 years? And I forget the number of 5-star recruits we got here, but then they did a percentage of how many of those guys became first-round draft picks. And ours was like 49%. And the next school was like way down in the 20%. So that shows me how did you develop the players that you got. All right, the good ones, and now we've had a lot of 4-star guys that got drafted in first round too. I don't even look at how many stars they got when we recruit them because we kind of evaluate them like you do for the draft. But But that was a really, really compelling stat that made me proud that we've done a good job of taking some of the best players and holding them accountable and getting them to play at a high level so they could take advantage of the gifts.
Yeah, as far as players too, like as far as your former coaches, you know, I feel like you've helped them along the way. You got Mario at Oregon, you got Pruitt at Tennessee, Kirby at Georgia, and even wide receiver coach
Billy Napier
at ULL.
ULM.
You know, so that's crazy to think. All of us, when we were here, that whole staff is here. Now they all head coaches at different.
And you know, Coach
jobs.
McElwain was at Florida too.
Yeah.
You know, would have still been there.
Colorado State.
I feel like with those stars, man, when you 16 and 17, you already kind of immature to give a kid 5 stars. I'm so happy I wasn't a 5-star. Coming in here, I probably would have been like, you know, full of myself and not wanting to work how I worked when I was here. So
No, you got a different mindset. You know, because even if you was a 5-star coach, you'd come in here like you wasn't nobody.
yeah, but I mean, maybe
that's how I was when I came in.
4-star or 3-star was a part of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because when I came in, I had guys like Nick Perry in front of me, Will Larry, that was a stud, and I was a 5-star. I'm looking like, damn, I gotta do something better. You know, everybody just the same as me when I get here. So what can I do better to develop myself and make me become a better player and be better than them?
I think that's the best thing about Bama, because when you come in, no matter you're a 5-star, 3-star, 2-star, everybody good. You know, and that's what makes you better. And then you got the coaches that's pushing you, not making nothing easy. You know, because ain't nothing gonna be handed to you. And you know, Coach Saban tell you that from the time you get recruited. But when you get here and you leave, you appreciate the process that you went through. You know, not nothing being handed to you. You work for everything, and then you leave with championships and memories that you know you can cherish for the rest of your life. But the process about it, just coming in, working hard. Even guys who really weren't recruited being here, that's a top dog. You come in as a 5-star, still have to prove and earn your respect. You know, to get on the field. So I think
that's the great thing about coming here, though. Like every other school that recruited me, they told me like I would play as a freshman or this and that.
That's what Saban told me.
He told me, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't promising you shit.
He didn't promise me anything, but that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think other schools understood that. Like I didn't want to hear I would play right away. I wanted to come in number.
Yeah, that's
I
what
wanted
got me
to earn
here too,
it.
bro. So.
And you know, the way it ends up is we end up playing almost more freshmen than anybody because guys come in hungry, trying to prove that they can play, and they develop more quickly.
Because it was almost like a challenge to me when, you know, Coach told me, yeah, I'm not promising, but if you're good enough, you'll play. Like in one of the first meetings we had with you, you was like, what did you say? You said you've been accused of a lot of stuff, but one thing nobody ever accused you of was not playing the best players. And I was like, oh really? Yeah, so it was crazy.
Yeah, but you know, the one thing that gets overlooked a little bit, I think what Derrick was saying is because we have good players here, and a lot of people use that like don't go there because they have good players, but competing against good players every day in practice
makes you better.
I mean, just think, you have to cover him, you have to tackle him. I mean, so that makes you better every day in practice. And if you don't do it right, you're not going to have success. So it teaches everybody to have better attention to detail, do the little things right, which a lot of guys, when they're really good, like you guys were in high school, you don't have to do the little things right to have success. So you learn how to do that, and I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, as far as like, you know, you coming here playing football and, you know, going through the process, is when you get to the next level, you get to the league, it's really not nothing. Because when I left, it was like the same thing. You know, it wasn't even a hard transition. You know, I know some guys that come from different schools, they have a hard transition. But just the way you run it here, it's easy to transition to the league. As far as I can't speak for no other school, but I know some guys who told me, and it's been hard for them, but for me, it wasn't even a hard process.
Just about trusting the process, brother. I think that's the first thing you say when you get here, trust the process. And like you said, if I can't trust you to do the little things right, you ain't touching that field.
Exactly. People just think trusting the process, that's just a slogan for the school.
No,
but it really is a
life.
process. It really is a
real
process.
life.
You come here, you develop from a freshman to a junior to a senior. You can have, everyone will have their story, how they develop to the player that it is today. So it really is a process if you really think about it.
But you know, the process is nothing but a definition of what you have to do to accomplish the goals that you have. That's all it is. So that's what we try to do. This is what you need to do to be successful as a person, as a student, and as a player. If you buy into it, you're gonna have a chance to be successful. But you know, being on time is one of those things.
Right.
All right, so we're taking pictures today. Somebody's late. But I was patient about it. You know, I was good. Ha is the one that called you out, and then I had to have your back, and I told him, I said, now go easy. You might have to tackle that guy.
First preseason game, you know, I'm gonna see you.
Preseason games ain't playing.
Yeah, first preseason game we played. So, we probably ain't gonna play.
I just
It was
don't.
the second one.
Yeah, I don't like preseason games at all.
Me and Coop, we played the first game, what was it?
First game of the season.
Yeah, first season.
Then
Yeah,
we played our third preseason game.
yeah, first preseason game. Yeah, we did. So I just seen Coop a bit.
Played all year this year.
Yeah, I played my rookie year too.
We got 40 some players.
Yeah, exactly. So I know I played Minky and Drake the first game. I played Ryan and Deron and John Allen them this year. Who else I played? I played a lot of guys. I know I play TJ every year, and Ronnie Harrison when she's on the Jaguars now. So I see them and I see them in my division.
I played
against Ryan Kelly because
I played Marlon.
he's with the Colts. Yeah.
What you thought about him?
No, he was good. I remember when he first got here, I was killing him. But he was real good when we played.
You played against Marlon this year?
Yeah. Played against Marlon. He did good. He did a good job. He had a good game.
He got a nice veteran safety back that I like, Eric Weddle.
Yeah.
I follow his game a lot. I like his game a
I
lot.
played CJ this past year.
I hate playing CJ.
I tried to give him a mean stiff arm.
Oh, no.
You know, CJ, he already know what you finna
ain't
do before you
working.
do it. So he grabbed me and took me straight down. He was like,
It ain't
no, that
working.
ain't gonna work. That
CJ,
ain't gonna work.
yeah.
I was
Man,
like,
I don't like
man.
playing CJ.
Yeah.
Even as a receiver.
Because he's smart.
Yeah.
Smart. So that's the first thing you say about CJ when you see what type of player he is. Smart player. Smart.
You know,
Yeah.
y'all know I'm good though. I know we just got yellow stickers on y'all
Played
head.
y'all once.
9. Watch Coop and watch Tutu. But it's your show now. You know, this is what you've been waiting on right here.
By the grace of God.
This is what you've been waiting on, man. I told you had to be patient.
Yeah. I mean, the same thing I
I
had
think
here.
I told you in recruiting, when you talk about being far away from home and all that, I said, what are you going to do when you get drafted by Green Bay?
You said that and Coach TJ said that. I was telling him because one day at practice I was cold and it was like 50 degrees and Coach TJ was telling me, what you going to do in Green Bay draft? I said, I'm not going to Green Bay. I couldn't believe they right there in Green Bay, man. So, I mean, it's a title time, man. It's just like here, man. Great tradition, a lot of great fan base. It's a great time to play in, honestly. You know, we just got to continue winning. We got a great quarterback. And I remember you saying one time in your press conference, you know, there's no I in team, but there is an I in win. And you need certain individuals to win ball games. And once we lost A-Rod, things became a little difficult. You know, for me personally, because I'm a DB. You know, players, they don't have to, once they get ahead by 1 point, they're going to run the ball the rest of the game. You know, and I was in and out of the groove with so many different safeties, you know, due to injuries and stuff that I really couldn't find a rhythm this year. You know, I set my goals so high each and every year when I don't accomplish them. I feel like, you know, I had a down year, but you look at three interceptions and 80 tackles for a normal player, they think that's a hell of a year. But for me, that's average.
You know,
I'm trying to be better than that.
one of the things, like, in the league, you know, it's so different just because it's a job. It ain't like, you know, how it is here. Because I know when I first got in the league, that was one thing, you know, I kind of missed is just coming in the locker room, seeing Coop or Chris or Eddie and, you know what I'm saying, us just having a good time, just laughing and joking around before we go ran and go worked out. You know, in the league now, you want to locker room, you practice, everybody go their separate ways. It ain't like you can go eat and get a meet up. It's so different, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you appreciate, you know, the guys you met and relationships you built, you know, once you leave here, just because you ain't gonna have that in the league. You know, we were just so close. You never realize how much a family you was until you leave here and you miss each other, you know, whenever you talk to each other, yeah, so.
Because I'm going on my 4th year. I've had probably 10 different locker mates since I've been in the
exactly.
league. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy.
Coach, the one thing I can say, the only thing I don't miss, Coach, is the ass chewings I used to get from you, man. Godly, but I promise you that.
For me?
They made me the man. I got gifts people send me all the time. You chew but it made me want you today. But I can just remember the one we were playing Mississippi State. They were undefeated, we're undefeated. We're in the zero call in the red
I
zone.
remember that.
My guy went in motion. I just got lost as soon as he went in motion. I forgot that I had to go in motion with him. You had to call that timeout. Boy, I never messed that play up again. I think it might have been Eagle Blitz 0 or something. I never messed that play up again, coach.
What was yours?
My freshman year in practice, I wasn't running off the field. Coach was like, run off the field, like so. But I got another one. I think I was injured in practice or something, and I couldn't play through injuries at that time. And coach kind of cursed me out.
I know I remember mine. We just got out of camp, and Damian was hurt, Drake was hurt, and Bo was hurt, and we was in team run. And you know the defense ain't doing nothing in team run. What he was restarted. Yeah. So we had ran like 4 straight running plays. Kiffin kept calling 4 straight running plays. And as soon as I got that, finished past our last defender, he said, "Start it over." I was like, "I know you lying." So I walk back over there. Coach sent me like, "Get over here! Hurry up!" I get in my stuff. I'm like, "Man, I'm tired." They do that attitude and came over like, "Oh my God, I'm so tired, boy."
I bet you never say that again.
Never say it again. Yeah.
So you can laugh about them now,
Yeah,
though, right?
hell yeah.
Because you know it's not personal.
No,
Yeah, exactly. So you talk to, I mean, I'm saying
it's real life.
when the players that's here now, they try to say something about it, we like, we got the same thing.
Yeah, that ain't no different.
You laugh about it, you shaking, and you know,
it's gonna make a man
you
out
work
of you.
hard. Exactly.
You know, it's a reason why. Don't just think the match was coming from no reason. It's a reason behind it.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
My freshman year during like camp and during camp, I thought we was gonna suck. After every practice, coach was like, "Man, we didn't practice the way we wanted. We needed to practice today." I was like, "Man, we gonna suck this shit." Like, and then we blew Michigan out. I was like, "What was coach talking about?"
That's the setup.
Yeah,
That's the setup, dog. That's the dig.
I really thought we was gonna suck though.
But the crazy thing about it is when we didn't practice good, he'll always say something about it. He'd be like, "All right, you guys ain't practice good this week. You won't have to come out and play during the game. This game we do struggle." I remember my last year we played Arkansas. You know, the whole week we're having a great week. We're practicing good. Coach kept harping on us about it. We go out there. It's probably like, I don't even know what the score was. It was like probably like 16-13. One at halftime, close game. We ended up winning after the second half because I kind of got mad and kind of got onto the team about it. But it's always like you always knew every time we struggled in practice, every time we get in the game, it was never.
I remember having a good practice after coach talking to us at the end of practice.
I know. Even when we thought we had a good practice, we'd be like,
I remember that.
Well,
Every practice was bad according to coach. Like really, I remember him saying today was a great day in practice. He never said that. I think he might have said today was okay, but we could get better. But I don't remember a day where he said today was a great day in practice. And it was good though, because we always came back to the locker room like, man, we gotta we gotta
get better at something. Yeah. All of us do. So.
but complacency is the worst thing. Right. And the thing that I'm always sort of guarding against, because we have so much success here. I mean, we won 19 games in a row one time, we won 26 games in a row another time. Yeah. I mean, you're always guarding against guys getting complacent and not practicing like they need to and all that kind of stuff, because complacency creates a blatant disregard for doing what's right and doing things the right way. And then you start developing bad habits. So that's the reason I harp so much on practicing. And players think you just practice something until you get it right. Okay, I got it now. But really you got to practice it until you can't get it wrong. All right, because it's got to be a part of a habit that you develop. So, but I do think the way we practice and the standard that we create in practice is one of the reasons that we've had as much success as we have on a consistent basis. We're not up and down all the time. So.
Something about the Florida boys, though.
I know you guys don't want to hear that.
No, we need to. Even now that we're in the league, I think consistency is the most important thing for all of us in the league. Is doing it again. Yeah, you had a good year last year, but can you do it again? Yeah. Right. That'd be the hard part. Is doing it again. They don't give a damn about last year. What's now? What's in front of you? Yeah. I think that's the hardest thing, really. You ask me.
Because people always be like, why is Bama so good? They get mad when we continue to win. But I'm like, do you not realize how hard, it is to not get complacent? I mean, because you done won 5, 6 national championships. It's easy to be like, just turn it down a little bit, but at the same time, it's always finding those right guys, finding the right coaches, and put them in the right place, to help each other develop and, do what everybody wants to do is win a national championship. And year after year, some guys move on, go to the league or get a different job or get promoted somewhere else. But it's hard to find put a group together to work together to win a national championship. And people don't know how hard it is, but for us to do it consistently,
because
that speaks volumes.
All right, because human nature, the human condition is to survive. It's not really to be the best you can be. All right, so all these things that we're talking about now that you guys bought into and did here was to make you special. And that's what you became. All right, you were gifted athletes, but you became special competitors. And you learned how to do things maybe a little harder way, all right, but it became a habit that's benefited, you all. And we try to do things around here to make it fun and positive. I mean, I remember you used to lift me up. That one season, I used to walk by you every day, and say, "How you doing today?" And you'd say, "Glad to be here," because we had those guys, the Thunderbirds, whoever they were, that came and talked to us. What are those guys that fly those jets? Yeah, like 18 inches apart. All right. So, but when you say that to yourself, it makes you think of the positive things, because sometimes you're thinking, man, I don't feel like being out here today. I don't feel like practicing. But when you say, I'm glad to be here, you start thinking about the gratitude that you have the opportunity to be there. And then all of a sudden, the other stuff doesn't seem so bad. So we always try to put a little of that into it, be where your feet are. Focus on what's happening now, which is what you're talking about. What you did yesterday doesn't matter. It's what you got to continue to do. So a lot of those things are hard lessons to implement every day.
I mean, Fluke always got me ready to go. He was so big and he was always full of energy, ready to go. And we all know how hard it was to work out here. And I used to be ashamed, really, because I used to come sometimes and be like, man, I don't know about today. And see him full of energy, I'm like, he's so much bigger than I am. You know what I'm saying? I know I can get through the day if he can. You know what I mean?
You didn't have to watch him do them 5 up downs every day now.
Up downs.
I think flex. Once I got through flex in one line, I was good to go. But before then, at practice,
after every stretch, I was good.
Yeah, after flex, I was good to go.
I was ready to compete.
Excuse me, I need to steal this guy. He's got to go walk across the stage and graduate.
All right, brother.
We're good. That's good, right?
Yeah, we're good. Good luck, baby. Congrats. Technology. I need to borrow it up here.
Great seeing you guys.
Good to see you, Coach.
All right. Yeah. Do anything for you, let me know.
Yes, sir.